Hello friends, have you ever wanted to consider yourself as the top 1% of all Valorant players? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can make it. With the information I'm about to give you and the effort that you put in, I plan on helping you build a solid foundation that you can confidently go into your next competitive games and win some rating. Also, if you didn't know, I stream live on Twitch, and it wouldn't hurt to follow me on there. Now, if you have any questions about the video, leave them down below. And if you end up learning something new, feel free to leave a like on the video and even consider subscribing. This video will be covering mouse grips, wrist versus arm aim, mouse DPI, game sensitivity, aim trainers, warm-ups, positive mentality, the 33% rule, VOD reviewing, watching gameplay, and guys, if you need to, take a break. First things first, consistency is key. Only way you're gonna get better at the game like Valorant is to play it a lot. You can't be iron one day and go to bed and wake up the next day playing like 10s in Radiant. There's a lot of hard work and dedication behind any good player, and most of it's overlooked. The first 4 topics are all about comfortability. Now let's quickly go over mouse grips. There are 3 different types of way that you can grip your mouse: the palm grip, the claw grip, and the fingertip grip, and no one way is better than the other. Comfortability is key, so take 10 to 15 minutes finding the grip style that you most like, and go into the practice range and just try them out. And make sure that you can control your mouse with ease. Now let's talk about wrist versus arm aimers. Wrist and arm aiming both have their pros and cons, so let's just get right into it. Wrist style players usually use quick flicks from target to target, but without a lot of practice, the consistency of their aim is a lot lower than arm aimers. Now arm aimers, on the other hand, are usually more consistent, but it also takes them longer to move their whole arm versus just a wrist. Decide which one you want to be, and with practice it doesn't really matter which one you are, because over time, you'll get better regardless. Let's quickly go over mouse DPIs and game sensitivity. For most FPS gamers nowadays, DPIs range around from 400, 800, and 1600. And generally, you don't want to use one that's different, because going outside of that threshold is difficult to calculate from gamer to gamer. Sometimes I see some players with 1000, but again, you generally want to stick around 400, 800, and 1600. Now let's talk about game sensitivity. Now this is the number that's going to change between player to player, and there's actually a really easy trick that CSGO players used back in the day to finding comfortable game sense. Usually you want to give your new game sense about 3 to 5 days before changing it, because you definitely want to get used to it first before thinking you need to change it again. Now let's quickly talk about mouse acceleration. If you don't know what mouse acceleration is, I'm here to help you, but if you do know what it is, please make sure it's turned off. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's the reason that some games you feel like a god aimer and the next game you miss every shot and whiff. It's the thing that makes you inconsistent. Now let's talk about the top 3 aim trainers I generally see people using. Aim Labs. It's a very nice aim trainer to have, and it's very easy to use. All you have to do is download it off Steam for free, and you don't even have to sign up. You can just play offline and use it perfectly fine. Also, developers for Aim Labs are constantly updating and adding new features that help you with your training. For example, they recently just came out with the VCT Aim Lab Combine, which is a 6-part aim training camp that helps you focus on details of your aim to help future improve your skills in Valorant. So kudos to them. Now let's talk about Kovacs, which in my opinion is the most efficient aim trainer out there that you can spend your time on. With multiple maps that focus on the most minute details when it comes to improving your aim. Examples like long strafing, short strafing, quick flicks, tracing, micro flicks, reaction time, and so many more. You name it, Kovacs has it. Lastly, let's talk about Osu. Now in my opinion, Osu is the worst way you could spend your time training your aim. At the end of the day, it's a rhythm game where you just memorize the map and not actually rely on raw aim. You do improve on reaction time and timing, but unless you're sight reading every map, which defeats the purpose of OSU. You're not actually improving your aim. Now that we got aim trainers out of the way, let's quickly talk about warm-ups. Usually a solid warm-up for me consists of going into a deathmatch and practicing with one gun for the whole time. I'm not camping in a corner, and I'm not only playing off audio cues. I could care less if I win or lose the deathmatch. The only thing I care about is pushing people, isolating my kills, and perfecting my timing on my counter strafe. Who cares if I don't get first? It's a deathmatch, not a competitive game. It's only a warm-up. Let's talk about the mentality that you should have when playing Valorant. A positive mental is an improving mental. 9 times out of 10 in your eyes, it's gonna be your teammate's fault that you lost a round. And whether or not that's true, let's get past that. Stop thinking about if you had better teammates and start thinking about what you could have done better to win that round. Because if you get too fixated on your teammates, you're never going to improve. So always try to look for ways to improve rather than blaming your teammates. And that brings me to my next topic, the 33% rule. Now this rule states that 33% of the time, your team is going to be better than the enemy team, and your team is just going to win. Also, 33% of the time, your team of 5 is worse than the enemy team of 5, and you're going to lose. It's just not in the stars, you're fated to lose the game. It sucks, GG's, go next. And the last 33% of the time is the winnable percent. This is the 33% of games that you really want to focus on because you're actually having to fight for your win and make it your positive 66%. Now let's talk about ways of improving outside of Valorant. The first topic I wanted to bring up is VOD Reviews. This is a huge way to improve, and all it takes is to hit a little record button. Personally, I use Streamlabs OBS because I stream on Twitch, but you can use any type of recording software. VOD Reviews help you figure out little mistakes and things you probably wouldn't have seen in the heat of the moment. Last but not least, let's talk about watching people who are better than you. You don't understand how lucky you are to have live streams on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube and so on. You can just pull up a pro player's stream and watch them play, and incorporate the things from their stream and into your own gameplay. It doesn't even have to be a live stream. You can just go on YouTube and watch them, or learn lineups and use them in a real game. It only takes less than 5 minutes to learn a lineup that could possibly win you the round and end up winning you the game. Now if you guys like these videos or found them helpful, I strongly advise you to like the video and consider subscribing. Also leave a comment down below showing me what you learned, as all of these help me with the YouTube algorithm. And just a reminder, I stream live on twitch.tv/Crimzonicknight. I'll see y'all in Immortal.